Hello there, Miss Rebecca here for another edition of Junior Makers at Home. Today we are going to be working with, can you guess? Water, of course. We've been doing that for the last few weeks and I thought we would continue that. We're going to be studying the process of absorption today. We did that before. I don't know if you remember, we did the rainbow absorption with paper towels where we absorbed water up into the paper towels and allowed the colors to mix. We are going to use absorption today to transfer water from one container to another, but they are not going to be transferring right on top of each other. One's going to be up here and one's going to be down here, but the water will somehow make it from this cup to this cup. Let's see how it works. This is what you'll need. You'll need two plastic, not glass, because in case you drop them, two plastic cups. Clear is great because you can see it a little bit better, but it doesn't have to be clear. About 12 inches of string, cotton string or yarn, and food color. I use red a lot because for me it's easier to see if you're looking at a process than yellow or a lighter color. But you can use whatever color you wish. And water. And last but not least, Scotch tape. The Scotch tape, I'll show you what that's going to be used for in just a second. All right, so the first step is to color your water. So you want to pour some into your cup. And we're going to put a few drops in there. And we're going to agitate. That means stir it, make it mix. And then we are going to take your tape and pull off about an inch piece. My tape is wet there, so I'm going to pull off another piece. And, oh, I almost forgot. One of the important parts is to wet your string first, because you want it all ready to be absorbing some liquid in it before you start your experiment. That way your water will go in a little bit easier, will stick easier. Okay, just tap your string to get excess water off. And you're going to tape it on the inside of your cup. You want maybe an inch hanging down. As long as your cup is not wet where you're putting the tape, it doesn't matter if your string is wet, it should still stick. And you want to push it down good and make sure it's stuck really well, because if it's not, then it will come loose during your experiment and then it won't work like it's supposed to. So we're just going to mash it down really good. Maybe run your fingernail along the side of the string just to make sure that it's gripped in there good. And then one more piece of tape for the other side. And we're going to do the same thing. About an inch down in there. And put your tape across the string and secure it really well in there. And just rub it down tight so that it sticks. And you want maybe a baking pan or a aluminum pan underneath where you're working, because some water will drip. It's magic, but it's not foolproof magic. It will drip a little bit when it's poured. So if you don't want to make a mess on your countertop, then I suggest putting something under you. Also, don't do like Miss Rebecca and wear a nice shirt, because you will get splashes of color on your shirt if it falls to the ground. So we want to pull the string tight, not loose like this, but tight, and just slightly tip the full glass up. And it starts to catch along the string and starts to fill up your container. And you don't want to pour it too fast, because then it will bypass the string, because it'll just, the gravity will want the water to all come out at once, and it will get out any way it can, and it will just pour straight down. You just want a gradual pour, that means slowly, into your look, your string is turned red too. It was a white string because the water is absorbing. That's why we used a color in this experiment, so that you could see. And I got just about. So as you can see, most of the water transferred. I got a little bit in my pan here on the floor, or on the counter, but most of it transferred. I will say I've done this experiment before with yarn. Yarn works a little better. It's a little bit thicker, a little more absorbent. But you know, when you're at home and you're doing experiments, you use what you got around the house. That's what this is all about, right? And also, trial and error. I don't know if you'll notice, but I had to stop the video halfway through and fix my string. And then I just cut that portion out, but I did want to tell you what happened. I put my tape originally all the way to the top, like my tape touched the edge. Well, when I did that, the water was going up and over the tape and missing the string. So you want your tape down here. You don't want it touching the edge on either side. This side was fine. So, you know, again, science experiments are trial and error. If it doesn't work, then you find out what you did wrong or what needs to be adjusted, and then you try again. So Miss Rebecca doesn't get it right the first time every time either. So, you know, this is something fun to do. It might take you a little bit to master the art of transfer, but it is fun once you get going with it. And you notice that this time it's not dripping as much because the string has absorbed enough water where it's clinging to the water I'm pouring much better. So it's good to have a good wet string to do this experiment. So yeah, you can go back and forth between your cups. And it's fun. There you go. Well, there you have it. Absorption of water, making water magically jump from one cup to another using a cotton string. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Junior Makers at Home, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Have a great rest of your day.